Okay. Wow, you are going through it this month. You have 3 major arcanas. And the thing is with major arcanas, you have 3. Those are big, they're huge. They're life lessons. They are things that are destined. They are things that are fated. They are things that we don't really have control over. I mean, we do have free will here on Earth, but some things are just fated, meant to be, and they're going to happen. And that's kind of where you're at this point, Aries. I think of all the signs so far, I only have 2 more left to do. You have the most major arcanas. You do have 1 minor arcana, pip card, and that nice thing, that is your situation. So that is something you do have a little bit more control over. What we have today, we have your situation. We have the foundation, what has led to the situation. We have what is blocking you, and then what is unknown to you at this time. And then across the top, we have some recommendations that the angels have for things for you to do this month. Now in the center, you have 10 of Winter. Traditional tarot, this would be swords. It's all about thoughts. And at the bottom it says, the resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off your shoulders, an end to an addiction or codependency. And this is all about leaving a situation that's not serving you, a situation that's keeping you stuck, a situation that's holding you back. And although it's sad, you feel like you're kind of in the cold, things will get better. You'll come out on the other side. It's about a fresh start, a new beginning. But I get for most of you, in the traditional tarot, this is a person that, you know, they have these. Actually, let me see if I have it nearby. I might have it in the Gilded nearby. I can show you. Let's see here. Without knocking stuff down. I love my Gilded tarot. Because I get for you, there's actually a little bit of a different meaning for you guys. For a lot of people in the readings that I've been doing for September, it has been all about like leaving a lover, leaving a partner. But for those of you that are in this situation, it's kind of like someone has betrayed you. Like they've stabbed the swords in your back. Ah, there it is. Okay. You're feeling betrayed by someone and you're really stressing and worrying over it. Some of you, it's even kind of starting to affect your health. Okay. Traditional tarot or the Gilded. It has a figure. He's laid down. He has these 10 swords in his back. Figurative swords. Many of you are feeling betrayed by someone. You feel as though you have just been stabbed in the back. And it was totally unexpected. By some of you, it's like family members. Family members. I mean, obviously we love our family, but it's not like a lover. It's not like a romantic partner, but rather a family member. But it's very cold and icy, and it's almost like you're doing battle from a distance. There's these fairies up here and down here in this valley, and you have all these mountains. It's a distance. Some of you, it's like you're doing a battle at a distance, but you are very worried. You're very upset. You're distraught. You're just worn out, emotionally exhausted and worn out. And you're kind of feeling like you can't do any more. This is the foundation. This is also what has led to the situation. You have Major Arcana, Justice. And at the bottom it says, take the time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. And this is all about really sticking to our views, our principles, our morals, you know, standing up for ourselves, trusting that our opinions are correct, and having the strength to share those opinions, share those beliefs, share what's a priority to us. It's also about knowing things that will work out in our favor. You see, you've got these 2 twins that are there. And they're sitting before Excalibur, the legendary Sword of King Arthur. And they have come because they need help. They've come to the sword because it's like, we need some assistance. Please help us. Please bring things into balance. Please bring us the assistance that we need. It's also a card about standing up for the truth, being an advocate. Now this is also, you know, balancing the scales. You see that they're holding scales, balancing those scales out. Karma, bringing things full circle, completions. You know that our past actions will determine our future. Things that we've done will, you know, they'll show themselves in the future, things that we've done in the past. So, you know, kind of like karma never loses an address. So we reap what we sow. Things at some point will balance out. They will come out to balance. They're saying for some of you, it's almost like you're stuck in a state of despair and hopelessness. You're just very fearful of how things are going to turn out, fearful that it's not going to turn out in your favor. Because like a decision needs to be made, or you're trying to make a decision. Okay, a decision is being made and you're fearful it's not going to be in your favor. But they're saying to not worry. You're very stressed. Now there are some things that you can do to protect yourself. And we'll cover those in a bit when we get to the cards across the top. Because for some of you actually could be going through, you know, a legal battle. Maybe something is in adjudication, it's in the legal system. Someone's trying to help make a determination. But I don't get a sense that it's like a divorce. There have been some of those today, but I don't get that's you, Aries. But maybe you're waiting on the decision to be made, and you're very fearful and worried that you are not going to get what is owed to you, that what is due to you, what is fair to you. It's almost like siblings fighting over money. That's interesting. For some of you, it's like you're fighting over an estate. You see, you've got this sword, and you've got these two kids, and they're looking up to it, kind of like, you know, you look up to a parent. It's glowing, but parent's not there. But this sword is of great value. It's illuminated. Like, who's going to get the sword? Who's going to receive this? Him or her? Or her. But you're very worried. You're very stressed. And it's really worn you down, because this is what's blocking you. And a lot of you don't have the strength to go on. This is a major arcana, strength. At the bottom it says the grace and inner strength needed to overcome challenges, the power of kindness and forgiveness, time to embrace how wonderful you are. And this is, you know, it's also found on the golden rule, treating people the way we would like to be treated, being kind and compassionate to others. You know, also having the courage to stand in our convictions, stand up for ourselves, and, you know, say no if we have to, not being afraid to do that. Also being empathetic, maintaining and being true to, because a lot of you, you're very caring, you're loving, you're compassionate. This is a situation that involves loved ones. So to continue being strong, continue standing firm, but also staying in a place of empathy and love and compassion and being considerate of others. You have, you know, she's got this lion and this lamb, and that's all about balancing the two, balancing the strength and yet gentleness. Having patience with those around you, having patience with the others that you're doing battle with, that you're trying to come to terms, come to an agreement, come to a decision with. Also forgiving them, forgiving ourselves. So for some of you, you're just at the point, Aries, that, and again, this is what's blocking you. You don't feel like that you have the strength to continue doing this battle. For some of you, it's really starting to affect your health. It's really wearing you down. And you're starting to get impatient and frustrated. And typically if we really start, if we've been doing battle over something, or we've been fighting something in the legal system, or we've been trying to get closure on something, it's been a very long time, what tends to happen is we get aggressive, we get impatient. We throw kindness out the window. We're like, no, I'm gonna wield the sword instead, because this kindness and love is not working. Continue to stay in a state of love and compassion and kindness. But also some of you, they're saying it's like you're so tired of fighting. It's like you're to the point where you're like, I don't even care anymore. I don't care anymore. You do need to stand up for what you deserve. Have the strength to continue to do that battle, because you are almost at the end. And that is encouraging, because what you are unaware of is you have major arcana, number 13, it is release. At the bottom it says, let go of the past, an ending that makes way for new opportunities, time to move on. And this really, in the traditional tarot, this would be the death card. And that's all about endings, completions, closing things, putting things in the past so that we can move forward. Releasing those attachments so that we're freed up, we're ready to move, we've got an ending, things have come to completion, now we can have a new beginning, new opportunities, move forward. And you're protected in this. You see there's this peacock? Because again, this is thoughts. You're really stuck in your mind. You really have a lot of worry at this time. You do have a lot of things going on at once. You got a lot of balls in the air. You're starting to really stress out about that, but you are protected. So remember that. Now, as far as what the angels are recommending you do this month, the first card you have is Inner Child. And at the bottom it says, I nurtured the child within me through playfulness and self-care. And Mother Mary, she was all about children. You'll often hear, like, if a child is in an abusive home and someone shows up to comfort that child, it's often Mother Mary. It's either Jesus or Mother Mary, but it's often Mother Mary, because she loves children. Or children will smell roses, and they'll smell roses. That signifies that Mother Mary is nearby. Some of you that are actually going through this situation, you've actually been smelling roses, they're saying. That's a sign to let you know that she's with you. She's helping you with this. Because for some of you, this is something that stems from your childhood. So what it's doing is it's causing some of those things to resurface. Some of those fears, some of those worries, some of those doubts to resurface. And they're saying to not be overly critical or judgmental of yourself. Don't feel bad about yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't feel as though you have done anything wrong, because you haven't. Because sometimes we'll feel so guilty, but it's self-destructive guilt. Like if we've done nothing wrong, especially children. When we're kids, we will, our parents can, reprimand us for leaving our shoes out and tell us we're messy, and it can cause some emotional trauma where we think that we're a hot mess, we can't do anything right. But they didn't mean that when they kept telling us to pick up our shoes. They didn't mean to cause that long-term emotional trauma of, I messed up everything, I make a mess, I can't get anything right in life. That wasn't it. But because children are so sensitive, they do take those little things, and it can cause long-lasting emotional, we'll say, experiences, lessons, things that they have to let go of instead of baggage and hurt and pain, but emotional things that they have to heal and overcome. Stepping back into a place of knowing I've done nothing wrong, I'm not guilty. Some of you need to remember that. And also some of you need to just have fun, because we all have an inner child. And if we're so busy constantly working and fretting and dealing with all these, this is the big situation you're dealing with, but also they're saying you've got a lot of balls in the air, you've got a lot of things going on right now. It will stress us, it will weigh us down, it will overwhelm us. Sometimes it'll also start to affect our health. But if we can start doing some things that are fun once a day, so they're encouraging some of you to do something fun each day, because it will lift some of this heaviness. So do something that makes you laugh, dance, watch a funny movie. If you don't have time to commit to something like that, listen to some comedy on the radio, or do something that's just going to make you laugh and lift your spirits a little bit. Because if you can do that each day, this is still heavy stuff that you're dealing with. You are near the end, but it will lighten the load. It will lift your spirits. And that's what you're needing at this point, because this is really, really weighing you down. It's almost over. The other thing is they're encouraging you to take a little break. You have time for a nap. And this is really what it's talking about. It's about resting, stopping for a moment, stopping the action for a moment. Just, letting all the shackles and the things that are weighing us down and drowning us, just kind of letting those go for a moment. Take a reprieve. Take a break. Take a little nap. And also when we sleep, we'll get some information. Oftentimes we'll get some epiphanies and some insight in our dreams. So for some of you, they're saying when you go to sleep, ask, because Archangel Michael will help you remember your dreams. So ask Archangel Michael to help you remember your dreams, help you remember any insight, guidance, and information that they're trying to give you. And that way, because for some of you, you are so overwhelmed with stress that some of the intuitive information, insights, maybe some action steps that they're trying to give you, you're just not receiving them. Because you have all pistons flying in your brain right now, to be open to intuition and those things coming in, we have to be in a relaxed state, a peaceful state of mind. So for some of you, you are lacking, like the moon represents lack of clarity. You really don't have clarity. You're feeling kind of discombobulated. You're worried that this situation is not going to go in your favor. You're fearful. You don't know what your next steps are, but you're having trouble getting that clarity. Because again, there's just so much going on. So ask Archangel Michael, help you remember your dreams and the insight and the guidance that they give you, and they will give you some information in your dreams to assist you. They'll give you some next steps, which will help ease that burden a bit. Now, the last card that we have is Shield Yourself. Let's see if I can angle with no glare. Okay, and at the bottom there's a prayer. It says, Archangel Michael, I ask you to protect me, my loved ones, my vehicle, and my home with your powerful shield. Surround us in your purple light, which allows only pure love to penetrate. Please stay with me day and night and keep my loved ones safe. Name specific people or situations. And this really is about protecting yourselves. In that intro, if you listen to the intro, I was talking about a lot of people right now are under psychic attack. So for some of you, this is that. You do need to ask for protection, from any entities. The other thing that you can do in addition to asking Archangel Michael to protect you is there are crystals that will protect you. So like black obsidian is one that's really good. Fluorite. But that also helps get you some intuitive information. But if you're going for one just for protection, black obsidian, black onyx, those are all good. Just make sure that you clear them, cleanse them beforehand, and then you can wear them. They have jewelry that's made with those. You can also carry them in your pocket, whatever works for you. But for others of you, this is also about just physically protecting yourselves. Because you're dealing with this situation, these people, some of you, it's like a legal battle. You're struggling to continue to fight for yourself, to stand up for yourself, to protect yourself, your assets and your investments. Because protecting yourself, it can be making sure you have health insurance, making sure that you have car insurance, making sure all your legal documentation, your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted. So for some of you, you need to pay. There's some legal paperwork that you need to read and pay close attention to. Make sure that you are protected in the paperwork, the jurisdiction, the determination that's coming as a result of this, to make sure your interests are protected. Pay attention to the fine detail. Because for some of you, it could be a divorce that you're going through, but I get for most of you, it's like not a divorce. It's something with family. But either way, read the fine detail, read the fine print to make sure you are protected, you are covered. What is owed to you is coming to you. Sometimes we like to overlook that stuff, and that's where we get burnt. You don't want to get burnt by that, especially since you are at the tail end For many of you, it is going to come to a completion this month. So, and congratulations, because they told me to grab the card off the bottom of the deck, and it is a favorable outcome. And there's a prayer. Thank you for the beautiful outcome to this situation, which is perfect and fair for everyone involved. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for helping me trust and have faith. You've got your scales here. You've got your scales here. It is going to turn out positive. You are going to receive what you are due, what is owed to you, what is fair, what is balanced. You just need to remember that, have faith in that. And congratulations, because for many of you, it is going to be on this month.